Hello. All right. So just make sure good position. I'm gonna take off my shoes. But welcome. My name is Katie. I am subbing for Buzz because he was kind enough to sub for me yesterday. So I hope if you joined the strength interval class that you enjoyed it. But today I'm going to be doing a little stretch and recovery, and I'm realizing right now that I'm going to stand at some point and probably have to adjust the camera, but that's okay. Okay, but we are going to start seated, so I will worry about adjusting the camera a little bit later, but let me maybe just pull it out just a little bit. Okay. Scooch this back. Alrighty, so we are going to do just a lot of stretching to kind of recover our bodies, which just sounds really wonderful to me right now. I feel like because of the bad weather yesterday, I just sat all day, so my body is like stretch, stretch, stretch. Okay, but we are going to start seated and just start by taking a few deep breaths here. So just get comfortable whatever way feels good to you. And we're just going to take our arms up overhead, so deep inhale in, bring the arms up. And exhale, let it go. Let's do a couple more of those. Let's just do one more. Good. All right, so I'm going to place my hands on my knees, but you can do whatever feels comfortable for you. We're just going to do some neck rolls, so just dip that head down. Just take it slowly over to one side and then the other. So just nice and slow and controlled. Hold it here for just a second. Take that ear to the shoulder and slowly roll it over to the other side. My ponytail is not being conducive to this. All right, let's just do one more on each side. And other side. Good. Let's take it down into the middle. We're just going to really round out that back. Kind of push our back backward. So really just rounding through that back, tucking those hips a little bit, making our belly fold over. Really round out and feel that separation between those shoulder blades. Touch your chin to your chest. Just feel a nice, good stretch that way. Feel that separation. Make sure you're breathing. Good. We're going to just come up, and I'm going to face again to you. We are going to do a little seated twist. So I'm just going to place my opposite hand on my right hand on my left knee. Left arm back behind with a nice little twist. Feel that through my side body and my back a little bit. Just breathe through that. Feel that stretch on that low back. Right, and then we're going to just slowly come around to the other side. You might notice that one side feels a little tighter than the other. Keep that core engaged. Good. Let's take it back over to that other side. One more time for each side here. Maybe you can twist a little deeper this time. Good. Back over to that other side. All right, back to the middle. We're going to do a chest opener, so we're just going to take our arms back behind us, interlace our fingers, take our chin up to the sky just slightly, and really feel that stretch through our shoulders and through our chest. Just going to hold it here. This will be one of the chest openers that we do today. We'll do some more standing as well. Good. Let's just shake that out, round that back a little bit. And let's just take it out one more time. Again, chin up to the ceiling, breathing through those stretches. Pull those shoulders back and down away from your ears, and feel the shoulder blades pinch behind you as you open that chest. Good. Shake that out. All right, we're gonna do some standing. So I might have to back up. So you can stand whatever way feels comfortable for you, but we are gonna do a forward fold. So we're gonna stay low. Let's put our feet right between underneath us. Forward fold. You can just make sure that you'll be able to see me once I stand up. So forward fold, whatever is comfortable for you. If you're here, totally fine. It's whatever your flexibility allows you to do. Drop that head to the chin, or that chin, chin to the chest. Stay here for a beat. Breathe. And then we're just going to slowly roll ourselves up. A few shoulder rolls here. I'm going to adjust my camera. We're going to take some deep breaths in. So again, just taking those arms up overhead. And release. Good. A couple more times. Do one more. Good. I'm going to remind myself of what we're doing next. All right. Now we're going to just roll back down. So take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to dive down to our toes, tuck that chin to the chest. We're going to slowly roll ourselves back up. A few shoulder rolls. One more time, we're going to dive down. Big breath in. Exhale, dive toward those feet. Hang like a ragdoll, chin to chest. And slowly roll yourself back up. Excellent. All right, we're going to do a side stretch now. So crossing those legs, we're going to take one side. I'm going to take my left arm over top of my head, add a little bend there. Perhaps add an arm on my back, just to offer some extra support if needed. Good, I'm going to do the other side. Cross my leg over the other way. And bend into that side stretch. Trying to keep our chest lifted a little bit more toward the ceiling. I was starting to twist a little too much there. So trying to turn our body, pointing our chest up toward the ceiling a little bit to get that extra stretch. Okay, let's do the other side one more time. And again, trying to position that chest and our face kind of going up toward the ceiling, feeling a good stretch through that side body. Just make sure you're breathing. Check your positioning. Good. Release that. One more time on the other side. Again, trying to square that, not square it, but tilt that chest more up to the ceiling. Face up toward the ceiling as we twist. Good. Let's release that. We're going to go into a quad stretch, so if you need to hold onto a wall or a chair, feel free to do so. It's going to ground my left foot, grab my right foot, and pull into that quad stretch. I should feel a nice stretch through the front of my thigh into that quadricep. I'm going to keep my knee close to my other knee and make sure that I'm not flailing it out to the side. Just puts a little extra pressure on the knee joint, and we can really feel the stretch nicely through the front of the leg if our knees are close to each other. If you need a deeper stretch, really squeeze into that glute. That will help kind of tuck the tailbone under to get a nice deep stretch through that leg. Good, let's let that go. Let's get the other side, and then we'll repeat this one more time. So again, squeezing into that glute to get the deeper stretch. You might notice again that one side is a little tighter than the other. That's pretty typical. Most of us are off balance in some way or another. Typically because we favor one side over another, just the way our posture is, or all kinds of things can go into it. All right, holding that for 3, 2, and 1. Let's just get the other side, both sides one more time. A little bit shorter period this time, just to feel that stretch a little bit more. And then we'll move into a hamstring stretch. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Let's pick that other foot up. Get that quad one more time. Good. Breathe through it. Keep that core engaged. That will help with your balance if you're not holding on to anything. Good. 2 and 1. Let that go. All right, I'm going to kickstand my right leg out in front of me and just do a slight hinge over. I'll show you a side view here. So I have a nice flat back. My chest is still lifted. I'm not collapsed over. And just pushing those hips back and feeling that stretch through the back of the leg here. Good. Stand that up. Let's get the other side. Again, hinging at that hip. Pushing those hips back. I'm teaching a class right now online. I'm teaching a class right now online. 12:30. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Finishing through that stretch. Okay. Good. Let's just get the other side one more time. Face the camera. All right. Good. Other side one more time. We'll move to the upper body one more time. A few more things to do while we're standing, and then we're going to take it back down. Okay, so we're going to just take our arms out in front of us to round out that back. So arms clasped, and pushing our hips forward a little bit, really rounding out through that back, tucking that chin in, doing a nice good stretch through that upper body here. So similar to what we were doing seated, but now we're doing it standing. Good. Won't stay too long on that one. We're going to just do another chest opener. Arms out back. Open up that chest. Chin lifted. Just feel a good stretch through that front chest and those shoulders. And breathe. Make sure that you're not locking those knee joints, keeping those nice and soft. And let that go. We're going to do a bicep stretch. So we're just going to take our arms out to the side, thumbs down, with our hands kind of facing front. We're going to just pull those arms back until we feel just a slight stretch through that, through our tricep and our bicep here, through that arm. Hold that for a few seconds here. Good. Then we're going to flip our hands out so that our palms are facing out. We should be able to take our hands back just a little bit farther, continue to feel that stretch, especially through that elbow joint. It's a really good stretch just to get all that, work all that out. Good. Now we're going to do a little dynamic movement here. So we're going to just take our arms into some big arm circles forward, nice and slow and controlled. I'm going to take my feet out a little bit. So just a little bit of dynamic movement to just really take those shoulders, get some extra stretching out. Good. Let's do 2 more forward, and then we'll switch it to go backward. 1, 2, and then let's do the other side. 3. I'm gonna do 10 of these. 4, I think that's about how many I did in the beginning. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Good. And kind of flap those arms a little bit, cross over, opening and closing. Good. We're going to go back down to our lower body. And this will help get us back down into our seated position. So we're going to just take it nice and wide. And we're going to take our toes in to stretch that outside of our lower legs here, so that shin muscle. We're just going to take it down to the ground, flopping over like a rag doll. You can also keep it lifted if you want. It's whatever is kind of comfortable for you and what feels the best. But really, by pointing our toes in, it helps us stretch through that side of the leg that is typically difficult to get to. Good. And you take those toes out. We're just going to lunge it over to one side. Having our toes facing forward, feel a little bit of a stretch through that inner thigh. Good. We'll do some butterflies toward the end here to help stretch that out a little bit more. Let's go to the other side. Good. Let's rotate back one more time. And back to the other side. Good. All right, we're going to take it into a nice low squat if you are able. I'm just going to sit here. A little caveman squat, right? Maybe take my hands up. And I'm just using my arms to kind of push my knees backward. That also gives me an extra little stretch through my inner thighs here. Good. All right. I'm going to take it back to my mat. I'm going to adjust the computer one more time. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. So we are going to be seated, and we're going to take it down to a lying position to do some on our back. But let's just take a couple more deep breaths here. Always good to practice some deep breathing. Good. All right, we're going to lie down on our backs here. And I'm going to take my leg into a figure 4. So I'm going to put my right leg on top of my left. I'm going to push my top right, or my top leg on the right, away from me while pulling my left leg in toward me to get a little extra stretch. Now the other way that you can do this is to loop your hand in and use your elbow to kind of push back out as well. So a few options here. We're just going to get a nice stretch through that side hip. Feels really good. We'll hold that for a few more seconds. Then we'll get the other side and we'll repeat. And 1. Good. All right, let's get the other side here. Again, you might notice if one side's tighter than the other. I think in my case today, my left side's just been a little bit tighter. Good. Just keep breathing. Now the stretch should be slightly uncomfortable, but it should not be painful. So just make sure that you're not experiencing any sharp pain. That is a quick indication to say you are doing too much and to ease off a little bit. So we do want to feel a little discomfort, kind of like that good, I don't want to say good pain, but like good discomfort that kind of feels good to get with a stretch. Good. All right, let's return to that other side real quick. We'll do each side again, do 15 seconds for each side. The other side one more time. Just checking what I'm going to do next. All right. 3, 2, and 1. Just tug those knees in a little bit. Tie on my back for my tank top, and so it's like kind of digging into me right now. But hug those knees in. I'm going to place my knees down on the ground. I'm going to twist over to the right side. I'm on my hip. Shoulders are square on the ground, and I'm just going to look over to my left hand. So right leg over to the side. Shoulders flat on the ground. And I'm gazing over at my left hand. And then we'll switch and do the other side. That just gives us an additional stretch through that hip and that glute. Good, let's take it to center. And back and over to the other side. Again, I'm going to look over at my right arm, keeping my shoulders pressed into the ground as best as I can. Just feel that good stretch through my hip and into my low back a little bit. Glute. Good. Back to center. One more that's very similar. I'm going to put my right leg out to the side and take my left leg over to the side. Feel this a little bit deeper in the glute than we did when we just had our legs over to the side. So we'll do this side for a few seconds. Do a couple more hamstring stretches and finish up here. All right. Taking it over to the other side. And just getting a nice stretch through that leg. 2 and 1. Good. Back to center. All right. We're going to do a single leg stretch. So I'm just going to take my left leg up into the air. Keep my right leg down on the ground and just flex through that foot and try to pull my leg toward me just a little bit. And just feel a good stretch through that back of the leg. Good. A few more seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return to the ground and pull up the right leg. Again, trying to pull that leg toward us just a little bit. Flex through that foot. Good. Turn that down. I'm going to pull up both of my legs. Just take them up overhead as best as I can. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can also just leave them up in the air and flex through those feet. That's a good starting point. And then just by adding a little bit of a curve, it just deepens that a little bit and up into our glutes while also getting just the whole back side of our legs here. Flex through those feet. A few more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower those feet down. All right, we're going to just hold a hip bridge just to stretch through the front of those hips real quick. Just hold that up there for a few seconds. We'll stay at 10, 9, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. I'm going to come over to my side. We're going to come to tabletop. Okay. So shoulders right above those wrists, hips right over the knees. We're going to take it to cat-cow. So just flexing down, arching that back and looking up. Inhale, round through that back. Exhale, dip. Chin up. Inhale, round. Exhale, arch the back. back and look up. Round through that back. Good. All right, I'm going to take my toes up under me, okay, into a plank position, and I'm going to push it back into a sort of down dog. I feel like I never do this quite right. Stretch through those calf muscles real quick. Feels good. Just take my left leg forward, or my right leg forward. I can say both sides. I'm going to plant my left hand and take my arm straight up if you're able to. If not, you can just keep it here and move it out the twist. And also take that arm back behind to open up that chest a little bit more. Look up toward the ceiling. Really squeeze that glute to kind of keep that knee lifted. Feel that stretch through the front leg. Good, I'm going to plant my leg, switch it out, plant my right hand, twist through my left arm. And again, squeeze through that glute to kind of lift up that leg, hold that position. If you want, you can add a little extra twist there. Again, keep squeezing through that glute. And relax. Good. All right, I'm going to go back into down dog just one more time. Then I'm going to come down onto my knees. We're going to stretch through the front of that hip a little bit. So I'm just going to take my right foot forward, a nice right angle. I'm going to lean into it just a little bit, place my right hand on my right leg, and reach over with my left arm. If that is too much for you, you can just keep it here at the hip flexor stretch, and then, but if you need a little bit more, this just adds a little bit more of that stretch. It extends it up through those abdominals, those obliques. Good. You can dip into it a little bit more if you want. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get the other side here. I'm going to lean into it a little bit. Take my arm up and overhead. Hold this. A few more seconds here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. I'm going to take it forward. I'm just going to lean it back onto my feet. Just do a nice little stretch here with my head back. And then round it back up. I'm going to come to seated. Take a couple of deep breaths, and then we are done. Okay? Ready? Here we go. One more. Good. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this was a nice stretch and recovery class for you. Again, my name is Katie. I'm grateful that you are here to spend your time with me today, or if you're watching this later, I hope that it is a good video for you to just take 30 minutes to get some good stretching in. I feel like we're always just kind of cramming it in for 5 minutes at the end of a class or something. So hopefully this makes your body feel good and brings you into the weekend in a positive place. But Chris will be back, I believe, next week to do it. You can find me on here on Tuesday morning next week at 7 a.m. doing some lower body work, and then Thursday at 5:30 doing intervals next week. So thanks again for joining. Have a great weekend and enjoy. Bye. Oh, I forgot to tell you, subscribe, comment on the video. You can also like it. You can email us at virtualfitness@tryhealth.com as well. All right, that's it. Bye.